Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel, The Almost Organized Owl, where we are on a mission to get organized in our finances through budgeting, cash stuffing, and savings challenges. If that's something that interests you, please stick around. Okay, let's jump right into today's video. Today we'll be discussing our December debt update for 2022 and closing out the year on what we owe presently for debt and what we have paid so far. The first is our children's medical bills, and the balance as of 11/30 was $60. And then the amount paid in December was $60, leaving us an ending balance of $0. This has been completely paid off. In the previous video, the November debt update, I mentioned that I thought that this was listed in error. It turns out that there were some additional fees associated with our children's well visits, and we ended up owing that money. And so we had to then pay this $60 in order to clear the balance with that medical expense. So we did that. Is the orthodontist for braces. The minimum monthly payment is $140. The balance as of 11/30 is $700. And the amount that we paid in December was $140, leaving us a December 31st balance of $560, which was a decrease in that debt. Next is the ambulance debt. And as I mentioned before, this ambulance fee was because my daughter had to go to the emergency room. In November's debt update, we had not yet received the actual bill. We had only received what was sent to us from the insurance, and ambulance company definitely made sure that we received that bill before the end of the year. And that minimum monthly payment is $330. The balance as of 11/30 was $1,904. We paid $504 in December, leaving us a balance of $1,400, and this was a decrease in this debt. Is our HOA fees, our past due HOA fees, um, totaling $1,890 as of 11/30. The minimum monthly payment is $350. And in December, we were only able to pay $300 towards this debt. And there was actually an increase to this debt, giving it a balance of $2,350. Let me try to explain this. So the HOA fees are due monthly, but we were behind on our HOA fees. So in addition to our monthly $350, we also have to pay an additional $350. So really, we should be sending about $700 towards HOA fees per month in order to keep current with our HOA fees while also paying down this debt. So we we have not been able to do that, except for that 1 month. In November, we were able to save that money up and sent over $700. But because $350 is being added, obviously, each month, because that is the fee, and our $300 payment is not even covering, the current fee, we have an increase here, which is shown. So we have to, pay what we can. This is where we are. Moving on. Student loan number one is at 5% interest. It has a minimum monthly payment of $150. The balance as of 11/30 was $3,638.23. The balance as of 12/31 um, was $3,620.44, which was an increase for this student loan debt. This particular student loan does not qualify or is not lumped under the federal student loan, so it is not on a pause. I just called to have them to do, like, I think it's personal hardship, um, until we had some additional funds, but that time is running out. The payment for this is due February of 2023, so we have to make preparations to make that payment. Next up is our Bank of America credit card at 24.24% interest. The monthly minimum payment was $275, and the balance as of 11/30 was $9,495.21. However, $9,495.21 was paid toward the Bank of America credit card, and now that has a zero balance. That credit card has been completely paid off, and we are currently credit card debt free. Yay! Cue the fireworks. um, so I'm really excited about that we were able to get rid of that 24.24% interest. It was our highest interest debt. And now that thing is gone. And I know that most people say that you're not supposed to actually close the card because it hurts your credit. However, I know us and I know how tempting it is to use the credit card when times get really tight. I had even called, prior to us paying this off, I had even called the credit card company and had them to change the card number so that we couldn't use our physical cards, because the card number was different. However, we were still able to use it electronically through like PayPal or whatever. The payments were still going through. Some of the automated bills that we had coming out of the credit card that we had forgotten about, those still went through even though the card number had changed. So it was just for us. And this is not for everybody, but for us, we needed to completely get rid of this card. Now, granted, this was our, the longest card that we had. We had the most credit history with this particular card. But it had to go, for our sake, so that we wouldn't, go back to our old ways. We just had to cut the cord completely and get rid of it. And I believe that through paying down our other debts, that our credit, will rebound, hopefully. But if not, we'll be okay. I mean, we're not looking to have our credit run for anything in particular at this time. We're good with our car and we're good with our home. So far we're okay. All right. So in our in the November debt update, I mentioned the fact that we took out a personal loan for about half of what our credit card payment would have been, and we were able to transfer that credit card debt to this personal loan. And so while we are now credit card debt free, we are not completely debt free, obviously. And this personal loan is at 12.9% interest, and the monthly minimum payments is $226.97, and the balance as of 11/30 was 10,000, and the amount that we paid in December was $226.97, and that leaves a December 31st balance of $9,773.03, which is an overall decrease for this particular debt. And as we progress throughout the year, we plan to make extra payments towards this personal loan so we can begin to knock this down faster. Our next debt is our car loan, and this is sitting at 3.25% interest. The monthly minimum payment is $471.46. The balance as of 11/30 was $10,818.38, and the amount that we were able to pay in December was $400. $91.60. So we paid a little bit above our minimum. And the balance as of 12/31/22 was $10,326.78. That's an overall decrease. Next up is our student loan number 2. Look at this. Okay, so in previous video, I mentioned that I was on the fence about consolidating our student loans. Well, it turns out that in order to qualify for some type of forgiveness, I think it's I can't remember all the details, but we were told that in order to qualify for some type of forgiveness later on, that the loans had to be consolidated. So um, that's what I did. I consolidated these loans, and so now this consolidated loan is at 6.8% interest. The minimum monthly payment is roughly $323.87, with a balance as of 11/30 of $106,140.50. Nothing was paid towards this um, debt, so there was no change with that. I am going to insert a photo here of the letter that I received from the consolidation company, and it shows the repayment plans that are available for repaying this particular loan. And I just want you to pay close attention to the interest column. The interest column shows what we have to pay in total interest over the life of this $106,000 loan. And if you can see, if we went with the standard repayment, we will be paying $126,000 just in interest alone. And this is not interest plus, the student loan amount. This is just interest. The graduated repayment plan, we will pay $143,000 in interest, just interest. So that our total repayment amount, if we were to go with that graduated repayment plan, would be $249,364.60. This student loan, I just let that sit for a moment. This whole student loan situation is such a mess. I mean, can you imagine paying that much money? It just, no more words. No more words for that. Um, this is why we are adamant about not allowing our children to have to take out student loans. We don't want them to have to sit with that kind of debt, um, to start their lives off in that kind of a hole. So yeah. All right, let's move on from there. Is our final student loan. And this is in forbearance. This is my husband's student loan. It is currently sitting at $121,517. There's no change because it is a federal student loan. He also consolidated his loans as well, so that's why the amount is so large. And we won't know what's going to happen with that until after they figure out what's going on in the legal system. So this is our December debt update. We have some highs and we have some lows here. Um, but overall, there was a decrease in our debt, which is definitely a win. Um, as of 11/30, our debt picture was $256,961.92. We paid, or what was paid rather, was $11,217.78 because we didn't actually pay the $9,000 for the credit card. We just transferred that amount, but nevertheless, the credit card has been paid off, and our balance as of 12/31/22 is $255,687 $2,000.75. Like I said, it's an overall decrease in our debt. So we are progressing right along. We're making some moves to try to minimize our interest and our monthly payments. And we're making some strides on getting rid of some debt. So we can say that we completely got rid of the children's medical bill. And now we're going to start working on the ortho and the ambulance. And we'll just see what happens from there. Our goal is to definitely at least pay $7,000 towards debt, outside of our normal bills, just $7,000 towards debt. And so we will see how that goes. Thank you all so very much for watching. I truly appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And until next time, bye.